Good morning and welcome back to my podcast, No Bullshit with Joe. I say good morning, it could be afternoon, evening where you are, but hi, welcome back to my podcast, No Bullshit with Joe. And today I want to talk to you guys. First of all, I'm talking quietly because all my family is still asleep and it's half term, so everyone's chilling out. But I want to talk to you guys today about the government and emergency powers. I mean, don't you think that governments literally have been given too much power for too long, and the use of emergency powers, wow, it's a very, very grey area? Because let's look at the situation at the moment in Canada. Again, Justin Trudeau, the fact that he has just recently, as I've read this morning, frozen the bank account of a single mum who is trying to support her children and herself, and she has, before it was made illegal by the use of emergency powers, donated £50 to the convoy who are fighting for our freedoms. Now, I will say it again, like I said it when it first came out, the vaccines were being mandated. No way, in any way, shape or form, in any circumstance, should any medical treatment be mandated for any human being in the whole world. Full stop. And this is such a subject, it really, really, really pisses me off, if I'm going to be honest with you, that, you know, we have governments that are being granted by our courts that are meant to protect us as the people, emergency powers that they are abusing, outright abusing, and it is clear to see, for the world to see. Let's look at the truckers in Canada. The truckers in Canada are fighting for their rights and the people's rights, and they are saying, no, we are not backing down until you stop these mandates. All they are asking for is their basic human rights to be respected. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. They are saying, you know, my human right is to make a decision upon my medical choices, upon body autonomy, and you, as the government, are saying that we have to have vaccines and they are being mandated. We are turning around and saying, no, we respect the rights of other people if they want to be vaccinated, but we don't want to be vaccinated, and that right should be respected as well. Full stop, end of conversation. They have fought, and now the government is scared, so it is getting heavy-handed and using emergency powers, which I can't believe are being granted by the courts. It just goes to show you how corrupt the systems are. It goes to show you how corrupt the governments are in the UK, in Canada, in Austria, all across the world. These people want a dictatorship. The governments want a dictatorship. They want to control their people. Very, very similar to China, so that we've got a social credit system, so that we are literally controlled from the minute we wake up in the morning till the minute we go to bed at night time. And I think personally, in 2022, in 2019, they had enough control. You know, everyone was happy just living their lives, and now there's a lot of people that are awake and they can see what is going on and that are saying, no, enough is enough. But let's talk about emergency rights for a minute. Governments should not be given, unless there is terrorists, right, blowing people up and shooting people and killing people, then yes, emergency rights should be given. But if there is people having peaceful protests and they are saying peacefully, calmly and quietly, no, we are not going to be dictated by you because you are turning into a dictatorship, then no, emergency rights should not be given. They should not be given. No government should be able to go near anybody's bank account, freeze anybody's bank account for any reason other than the reason of they are causing an act of terrorism and they are killing people. And that has to be proven beyond unreasonable doubt that that is what someone is doing. If a mum has donated £50 to of her money to a protest of her choice, then that should be respected and she should be left alone. I am absolutely disgusted after reading the news this morning. And how long is this going to go on for? how much worse is this going to get? Is this going to be, in 5 years' time from now, am I not going to be sat here shooting a podcast because we won't have free speech? Are people like Joe Rogan going to completely disappear because we won't have free speech? I mean, our freedoms of speech are being attacked. Our freedom of body autonomy is being attacked. Our freedom of a freedom of choice is being attacked. And there's so many people who still don't seem to be understanding this and still don't seem to be waking up to what is going on in the world today. Our governments are there to protect us. They are not there to dictate to us. And they have been given too much power for too long. And I really want to sit here and I want to be able to turn around to you guys and say, look, I've got a solution, I've got an idea, I've got thoughts about how we can deal with this. And I really don't know. I don't know what there is to do to deal with this situation other than to keep protesting, to keep saying no. Because if someone says no and they stick to that no, which is what's going on in the world right now, the government will eventually have to re-amend and look at their policies. I mean, if you look at what's gone in the United Kingdom, there are a lot of NHS workers and there are a lot of care staff who have gone no, and there've been walkouts and they've said no, full stop. And now Sadiq Guy and the government are having to re-amend the mandates, which should have never been there in the first place. You cannot mandate a medical procedure that has side effects as well. Not only is it a medical procedure, but it is a procedure that has side effects. And you can't say to someone, yes, you are being given the freedom of choice of whether you have it or not, because if you're losing your job, if you say no, then that isn't a freedom of choice. If you're being fined if you say no, that isn't a freedom of choice. That is coercion and bullying and manipulation tactics. If when I used to work in care, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, if I'd have taken a service user out, okay, or a resident or one of the people I used to look after, and I'd have said to them, you're buying this thing, otherwise you're not going to play when we get back to the house, or otherwise I'm not going to give you your favourite food, I would be fired for, and rightly so, for manipulation and coercion and bullying tactics. So there is absolutely no difference between me manipulating someone on a one-on-one basis and the government manipulating its whole nation. There's absolutely no difference at all. And it is phenomenal and unbelievable. Like the workplaces where I used to work, okay, it is phenomenal that they are bowing down to the government and they are and have sacked. I know they're reversing the mandates now, but when the mandates came out, they sacked their staff that had refused the vaccine, saying they'd broken a contract. When the contract, in the first place, when they first signed it, there was no contract to say that they had to have a mandatory vaccination. So this is just a rant, and I know I'm sort of twittering on here a bit, but I am just gobsmacked at what's going on in the world right now, and I am absolutely disgusted at what is going on in the world right now. I would like to hear your thoughts and comments. Please feel free to send us a message on any of the social media platforms that are on Linktree, Instagram, TikTok, all that sort of stuff. I don't talk about this stuff on TikTok anymore as well, because again, like I say, our freedoms are being attacked. So if you start talking about this on platforms like TikTok and stuff like that, your videos get taken down under the community guidelines violation, saying that you are being abusive, or you're bullying someone, or you're doing whatever, which is totally not true, which is totally not right, and it's totally not fair. But again, our freedoms to speak are being attacked. Our freedoms to body autonomy are being attacked. Our freedoms, full stop, are being attacked. And unless we keep fighting, it is only going to get worse. And I'm not a negative person, but I am a as Joseph Clough would say, a realist, and I can see what is happening, and I can see what is going to go on, and I can see what is going on, as I'm sure many more of you can. So that's my rant over for today. Please feel free to follow me on any of my Linktree social media platforms, and please feel free to support me in any way, shape or form that you may wish to do. And I hope that in a couple of years' time, or 3 or 4 years' time, I am making a podcast and I am saying, thank God that is all over. I'm hoping so, but we will see.